Did you know that unlike 20 years ago, today over 55s account for more than 19% of the workforce? This number is expected to grow to about 40% by 2050, according to the Center of Excellence in Population Aging Research. So what are the reasons that drive people to work longer? Number one, longer life expectancy, which means money needs to support you for a much longer period of time. Number two, mounting financial pressures. Well, life is not getting any cheaper. Number three, expectation of, catching up with what we wanted to do while we were working, but we never really had time or resources or both to do it at the younger age.
Well, let me tell you a little something about me. When it's Saturday night, I need.
And number four, for many families, the actual time to start savings and building your own estate starts after kids left home, after you've paid off your mortgage, and then you can start thinking and saving for yourself. Although the COVID pandemic and market volatility did not help in assisting 50 to 65-year-olds to retire safely and with peace of mind, we can go back to the global financial crisis where we see very similar pattern of postponing retirement. As you can see, this trend is only strengthening. Just recently, I prepared the video, What Income Do I Need in Retirement?, where we discussed annual income required for a modest and comfortable retirement. Please watch this video if you haven't seen it yet. It is quite a fascinating information, but some good ideas for you how to set up your retirement income sources to reach the modest lifestyle as a secure lifetime income stream. Speaking with retirees daily, I know for a fact that the most important factor in creating a retirement income is a need for a predictable and secure monthly income to meet expenses of daily needs. But as I said before, let's not forget that you are expected to live so much longer. There are other expenses that we have to meet during our retirement, or things that we want to do, enjoy, and experience. Your expenses will only keep growing, not reducing. Your money needs to keep up with inflation, otherwise you really go backwards. So investing in retirement should be just as much about creating a predictable, secure income as it is about capital growth of your investable assets as well. And that involves a completely different investment strategy, meeting different investment objectives, therefore employing different investment decisions and different investment choices. And that is a topic of our today's discussion, how to invest for income and growth in retirement. My name is Katherine Isbrandt from About Retirement. I'm certified financial planner, and you are watching my joyful creation About Retirement TV, the place to find all the information, financial information you need to be well prepared for retirement or to improve your retirement income, your assets, investments, age pension, and everything in between if you have already retired. Tony Robbins said, "It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped." So let's make some solid decisions today about how to improve value of your assets in retirement so your money can last as long as you will. Whether you invest your savings through superannuation or outside of it is actually completely irrelevant for our today's discussion, as we will mostly be discussing how to go about creating an investment portfolio that will support your retirement lifestyle for a very long time. I'm sure this topic will require more than one video, so let's jump to it. In the previously mentioned video, What Income Do I Need in Retirement?, I explain how to set up your income sources to create this modest lifestyle, no matter what happens in your life or no matter what the market is doing. I do realize, however, that this particular video and that particular investment strategy applies to you if you are eligible for either full or part-age pension, or if you are just above the Centrelink test limits and you would like to have access to part-age pension. If you're still unsure how to do it, just contact me directly for personal advice, how to improve your Centrelink age pension payments, and how to improve your overall income. But what if you want more than just that modest lifestyle? What if you would like to have a comfortable lifestyle, to have money back up for your future capital expenses, such as holiday, a new car, home maintenance, health expenses, or aged care fee? Have a look at my graph. Unfortunately, this is a scenario that I very often see. Have a look at orange line that represents current scenario that I very often see in client situation. The money is invested far too conservatively and very often within the period of 16 years due to living expenses exceeding income and a very low investment returns, there is no money left with actual money dropping below zero. The red line, it represents my first strategy when I applied this according to the strategy that I explained in that particular video in order to reach our modest lifestyle as a secure income that will virtually guarantee your income for life. In that particular situation, I was able to improve clients' income but close to $20,000 every year subject to CPI increases. But it has not assisted in creating a better outcome for assets value that still in about 16 years will reduce right down to zero. So in this situation, you would end up with no assets backing you up, but at least the income will continue for the rest of your life with age pension increasing year after year and you meeting your modest lifestyle every year as well. And now let's have a look at the blue line. After applying the strategy for the modest income, then we concentrate our efforts on creating an additional investment portfolio. Obviously, as I always say, keep a small balance in your rainy day bank account for emergencies. And then the remainder of your assets needs to be invested to benefit from growth assets. As you can see, the outcome is the investment value of $200,000 after 16 years of investing while not sacrificing any income at all. As a matter of fact, this client not only received additional income of $20,000 from our option 2, which was a red line, but this diversified portfolio is still able to pay additional annual income if needed of around about $6,000 per annum, while after 16 years still providing a value of $200,000. Which option would you choose if that was your money and your future? What would be your plan to improve your income? And please keep in mind, we are talking about secure and reliable income for life. What would be your plan to keep your savings alive? Please let me know in the comments below this video. Okay, so what assets should be included in such investment portfolio? As I said, this is pretty complex area, so let's start with the basics. A well-diversified investment portfolio will include number 1, defensive assets, and number 2, growth assets. The mixture of those assets will determine how conservative or how growth-oriented your diversified portfolio is. The greater your exposure to defensive assets, the more conservative your portfolio becomes. Yes, we can lower the market risk, but also, unfortunately, we will receive a much lower investment returns. especially in a very low interest rate environment we've had for such a long period of time already, and there is no expectation for interest rate to go up in a hurry anytime soon. This is not helping retirees, but it's a huge benefit for young people, especially first home buyers. So if you know that you cannot derive any income from your investments and there is hardly any capital growth, as a retiree, you really have no choice, but you have to have some solid exposure to growth assets. Unfortunately, I can see day after day many people who are petrified to invest properly their retirement savings, thinking that they will lose it all. Well, think about it this way. This is really your choice. You either continue conservative investment, and just like I've shown you in a graph, you are virtually guaranteed to run out of money, or you take some calculated risk with assistance of professional advisor. You can give yourself and your money a chance to keep its value, keep growing, keep providing you with consistent income, to have a better quality of life and some good solid capital left behind. The only other option you have is to stop living, stop eating, stop paying your bills. Well, this is just as realistic as believing that I can still change him or her. What are examples of defensive assets? Number one, cash. Cash in your bank account, cash management accounts, or even investing into international cash, which I'm sure your superannuation might be doing, or some of your managed funds. Number two, fixed interest. That could be here in Australia as well as any other country. Examples of fixed interest are term deposits, bonds, mortgages, debentures. They all provide some degree of income. Unfortunately, in current environment, very, very low level of income, but they do assist with reduction of volatility of overall investment portfolio returns. What are examples of growth assets? Number one, Australian shares. Personally, I love shares. I think this is the sexiest part of money investing, but it does require knowledge, research, and consistency. But most certainly, you can make some great profits. Number two, international shares. Australia is not just a country, but we are a separate continent. But as big as our land is our economy, not really. It consists only 2% of the world economy. So if you restrict your investing to Australia alone, you are missing out on some fantastic returns from other countries. Number three, property. You can invest into property directly, and a lot of people do that. Unfortunately, it is very hard to diversify it with direct properties. Well, how many properties can you buy, really? But there are many listed and unlisted investments that you could participate in and benefit from great income. This is what the property sector does, provides a pretty reliable income with some capital growth as well. Again, it could be in Australia as well as international. Please watch my video Property, Shares or Super, where I explain the different growth assets in more details. There is really no limit to diversification that you can introduce into your portfolio, not only in your underlying investments, but the choice of fund managers or shares or exchange traded funds, so-called ETFs, or listed investment companies. Your choices are endless, and this is very exciting, but it could be quite overwhelming as well. It is very easy to get caught up in the latest best thing and keep chasing the best last year performance, and both of which are recipes for disaster that I have seen so many times. So if you would like to improve your investment portfolio, have a solid future performance, create great asset allocation with good allocation to growth assets while paying attention to market behavior and keeping pace with inflation, you really need a solid financial advice. As I have shown you in a graph, the overall level of risk of the whole portfolio can be quite low if you know how to use available products and types of investments. And this is exactly how I create a secure income for life, introduce inflation-protected investments to remove longevity risk, so your income and your assets will support you for life and hopefully will actually outlive you so you can pass your estate to your chosen beneficiaries. I have just scratched the surface with this video, which is our new topic, however, very important and requested by many. So we will continue our investing discussions in my future videos. But for now, I would like to ask you, if you're still here and you're still listening to me for those close to 20 minutes, I hope you enjoyed this video. So please give it a like and subscribe not to miss my next video. Have a look at those previously mentioned videos. What income do I need in retirement? Some great ideas how to organize your must-have level of income. The second recommended video is property shares or super. Interesting comparison of those so very different investment types. I will see you in my next video. Bye.